Chapter 8, the crossover point, the pot of gold at the end of the wall chart. And as much as I loved this book when I read it the first time, and as much as I have loved reading it and seeing all of the ways it has influenced my personal life and my business the second time, this chapter 8 is where I kind of start to have some challenges with some of their material. And I think that maybe Vicki Robin and Joe Dominguez come from a different time, and they don't really get how people are living and building their businesses today. And this book, the version I have now is 2008, so it's 9 years ago. So there is a big difference. They make a couple of good points, and then the rest of these videos for chapter 8, I'm going to talk about kind of some of the ways I disagree with them. In this chapter, they're talking about the crossover point. So they're suggesting that as you're making this money, you're starting to invest it, and you are going to track that investment income separately from your job or business income, which I think is a great idea. I roll all of my investment income back into my investments. I don't actually use that money, take it out as a dividend. So it doesn't necessarily apply to me, but I get what they're saying. And they say as you build up that investment, those investments, there's going to be a point where the line on your wall chart, remember that they're tracking all this on a wall chart, a graph, there's going to be a point where the investment income on your wall chart is going to cross with your expenses line. And at this point, what that means is you're making enough money from your investment income to cover your monthly expenses, and so you're financially independent. You have broken the bond between job and money. You're now making enough money without working to cover all of your expenses. Now, when you read this chapter, some of their numbers, again, seem a little bit disconnected with 2017 when I'm shooting these videos. You know, they have people with monthly expenses of $900. And I don't feel for my family that that's realistic. For a lot of people, I don't think it's realistic. For people that it is realistic, that's great. But the point that they do make that I think is really interesting is that the creativity that was locked away because of your money will be freed. And as much as I think we can be creative while we have a need to earn money, I know for me in my business and for other people I work with in their businesses, the need for money often is a creative block. We end up taking the business in a direction that we don't necessarily want to because that's where the money is. We have a project we would love to work on, but we're not sure it's going to make enough money, so we set it aside. There's other creative things that we want to do, write a book, paint a picture, learn pottery, that we don't because we're busy being creative in our business to make money or in our job to make money. So I do think there's a link. When we get to a point in our life where we can kind of break away the need for money with our creativity, I do think our creativity can blossom. I don't think that we need to wait for financial independence for this, though. I think that if you can get control of your spending, like I do with people in the Secure Entrepreneur, we lessen that gap between income and expenses, and we get them to equal each other so that we're not falling short every month, which blocks creativity even more. And once you know that you're spending money on your core values, your goals, and your dreams for your business, and paying yourself so that you can follow your core values, goals, and dreams in your personal life, even though money is still linked to those things, your creativity can explode because the worrying and the stress aren't there, because now you've become conscious about your money, you're living within your means, and then more, you've identified you're enough, you're meeting your enough, and so now you feel more freedom to do those creative things. So the authors kind of talk about needing to wait for this financial independence to have free your creativity. I think we can do that right now within our businesses by being conscious about our money, conscious about how we're spending our money, making sure that we have a division between business money and personal life money, and that we're spending that money on what's important for the business, and then we're spending that money on what's important for our personal life. So I think we can achieve that freedom right now, and we'll talk a bit more about it in the next video.